Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our council meeting tonight. As is our custom from the past, we will read the Indigenous Land Acknowledgement. We as the City of Winkler acknowledge that we are situated on Treaty 1 territory, the home of the Anishinaabe, the Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We respect the treaties that have been made on these territories. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to a future based on respect of all people, including the Indigenous communities, in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration, moving forward to a harmonious, prosperous future together. We have our agenda before us. Be it resolved that the agenda of the regular council meeting of September 13th be adopted. Mover?
Henry Siemens.
Seconder?
Marvin.
Thank you,
Marvin.
Marvin. And Marvin, thanks for joining us. He's in Edmonton, by the way. So it's modern technology. It's pretty good. Are there any additions to the agenda?
Can I add 4.2 correspondence?
Okay.
Just a note.
Okay. Thank you. If there's nothing else, all in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved, the minutes of the regular council meeting of August the 23rd, 2022 be adopted. Mover?
Michael.
Seconder?
Andrew?
Any errors or omissions or questions? Hearing none, all in favor? And that is carried. Correspondence, just for your note, we have a letter there regarding Breaking Barriers Together Association letter. Just acknowledge that we've received it. And we'll carry on. And 4.2, Andrew?
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make a little golf course announcement. Congratulating our Winkler club team. They won the Morwin Cup and they won the Prairie Putters League this year. And I just wanted to extend our congratulations on behalf of the city. We've had a fantastic year at the course.
Absolutely.
And the place is growing. The junior program is growing. The women's program is growing. And it's just been a great year. So. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Andrew, and thanks for serving in that committee.
And I apologize, I don't have minutes to you as much as I should. There's a few that I got to send to you yet.
It's going to be a long one next time.
I think it's important for us to recognize your contribution, particularly to recreation, but also your involvement with the golf course and the changes that have taken place, the amount of investment and time that you've put into that in order to make sure it went smoothly, and to tutor the young guys that are there leading the golf course and making it an enjoyable event for them, and to improve the satisfaction of the golfers. It's been great. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Andrew.
I grew up
Appreciate it.
playing that course and had a great time. Even with Greg, we had a great time too, but this new group was a lot of fun and a lot of energy, so it's been great, yep.
Good.
Yep, thank you for doing that. All in favor? And that is carried. Now, going to the big numbers. This is probably the biggest payables that we have ever had in one time. Be it resolved, the accounts payable amount of $14,312,673.27, as approved by the Finance Committee, be approved for payment. Mover.
Henry Siemens.
Seconder.
Andrew?
And just by way of explanation, obviously with the taxes having come in, and we'll see that a little bit more on the financial report a little later on as well, but this money is going to our school division and to the Minister of Education.
We have three big ones: the Garden Valley School Division, the Manitoba Public School Board, and then the Minister of Finance for our debenture payment for the Meridian Exhibition Center.
Right. So all of them are included here, and it's a good thing we have money there to pay for it. All in favor? And that is carried. Maybe spend a little bit of time on the finance report and the financial statements. The report that David usually does for us is very, very much appreciated. He always highlights the exceptional issues that happened in the previous month. And particular, the highlight there, last year we received the gas tank payment early in June. This year we received the first half of a gas tank payment only in August, so that's not reflected in these financial statements. And then the other highlight that he had here was down in overtime wage is over budget by $22,590 due to flood emergencies, which is something we were expecting. And the other noteworthy thing, and people have asked me that because thinking that as the year got a little bit rougher, our percentage of taxes received, payment received on time would be significantly impacted. I'm glad to say that as of September 1st, 2022, we have received 91.09% of our taxes paid in full. And last year we were at 93.6, so there's a roughly 2.5% difference. But in 2020, there was only 86.27, so nothing to be alarmed about.
And if I might add, Martin, as of today, we're at just over 95%.
Nice.
There you go. So,
Excellent.
awesome. So, can I just simply say that we have been blessed as a community with opportunities for earning incomes and opportunities to pay our bills, and we're very grateful for that. Any other questions regarding the finance report or for the check register? We have that. The next one is be it resolved that finance report, sorry, I'm a little ahead of myself here. Report for July 2022 be received for information. Mover?
Henry Siemens.
Seconder?
Andrew?
Any other comments in regards to the financials or the report? Hearing none. All in favor? That is carried. Be it resolved that the fire department report for August 2022 be received for information. Mover?
Michael?
Seconder?
Don?
Any questions in regards to the fire department report?
They seem to be busy.
They are.
Numbers keep climbing.
Busier this year,
It's
yeah.
not icy roads and winter conditions. It's helping stranded motorists with flood and, yeah, just increased motor vehicle traffic. We talked
Yeah.
about it at the last meeting, and yeah, definitely a busier year for them.
We're very fortunate to have them.
Be it resolved that the fire department committee minutes for the September 7th meeting be adopted. Mover?
Michael?
Seconder?
Don?
All in favor? And that is carried. Did I approve the report as well? or-
You did.
Yeah.
I did? Okay, good. Going on to transportation, be it resolved that the minutes of the Transportation Utility Committee meeting of August 2022 be adopted. Mover?
Andrew?
Seconder?
Marvin?
Thank you, Marvin. Any questions regarding the Transportation Utility meeting minutes? Hearing none, all in favor? And that is carried. Going on to planning, be it resolved that planning committee minutes for August the 11th, 2022 meeting be received for information. Mover?
Henry Siemens.
Seconder?
Don?
Any questions regarding the minutes or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
I thought
Oh,
that
sorry.
rail spur line, that CP, it was their jurisdiction to upgrade it. You're
Yeah,
saying that we
it-
need to pay?
Well, it was their responsibility to upgrade it on an annual basis. We have never,
They never did that, though.
Yeah, and
So
we've
then why
never-
would they say that we should be on the hook for that?
we've never paid for that either on an annual basis.
I think Scott wants to
Scott?
speak to it.
Not that CP Rail is necessarily asking the city of Winkler to pay for those costs. In terms of the correspondences that, oh,
It is, you're good.
is it on? Okay. In terms of the correspondence to, that's been shared with the city is that CP Rail has indicated to a business that is interested in using it, that they would be responsible for those costs to bring it back up into operations.
Okay.
We've asked CP Rail to meet their obligations under that agreement, but At this point, that's the communications that we've received so far. So,
Okay,
yeah.
that's too bad for
Good.
that business.
Any other questions? We already voted, right?
Yeah, I'm in favor.
Okay, thank you. Be it resolved, the water and sewer report for August 2022 be received for information. Mover,
Andrew,
seconder?
Marvin,
this is normally in the transportation utilities, no?
Yeah,
Yep,
Marvin, are they-
yep.
okay. Any questions regarding, or any comments you want to make?
Following trends for the most part, eh? Last year?
I'll just maybe add a couple comments there. Are you able to pull it up?
Yep.
Just in terms of highlighting why you'll see our license change for what we're tracking on. We're not expecting our usage to significantly jump this year. But since we received our brackish license increase, I'll just give Jody a second here. Scrolling down.
Residents should see that
Yeah,
pumping
jump.
on the rain events too.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's
continue
interesting.
down here.
You want this page?
One more, it should be on the last page. Yeah. So, so this is, and then, sorry, I'm stepping away from the mic here. Highlighting this jump in our brackish license, that's the additional water race license that we received this summer as a result of our water solutions program and the public engagement process that we've gone through. But also highlighting on that first page, the significant amount of pumping that we saw. I think that was that
It's a
Yeah,
rain event.
very large rain event with, I think, very nearly 5 inches or more in many parts of Winkler. So over a very short period of time.
thank you very much to you and your team for getting that long process completed and approved for more aquifer allowance, yep, allocation. It's awesome.
Pass that along.
The other question I have for you is in regards to the, what was I going to ask? Well, the cell water release, do you know, is it done or is there still waiting for?
At the lagoon?
Yeah.
Lagoon levels, yeah.
We had an earlier number of releases in the summer. I'm
Okay.
actually not certain where we are in terms of, we will have another fall release
Right.
at some point. I just don't know how close
Okay.
we are to that.
Okay.
I know we were planning on doing additional ferric dosing so that we would be ready for a release here shortly. It usually takes 2 to 3 weeks to complete, so we'll want to make sure it's opened at some point in October so that we're ready for winter.
And
Yeah.
then the other process for the wastewater treatment, RFPs, how's that process going?
Yeah, so in terms of the feasibility study, we're still looking at having our options presented with high-level costing. So Class D, I think, is what, excuse me, we're targeting for the end of September here, and looking at, depending on what those options come back as, selecting an option in early October to move into the Environmental Act proposal.
So
process.
potentially for next council meeting, or would it be past that, do you think?
It'd be after next council meeting.
After, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good. Any other questions?
None for me.
Thanks, Scott.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Winkler Asset Management Plan, we've been at this for quite some time. So this is D-Day for first reading, whereas the city of Winkler owns a wide range of assets and delivers services to the community and may receive or construct new assets each year. Whereas asset management is an integrated approach for delivering value to the community through the effective management and existing and new infrastructure assets. Whereas asset management maximizes benefits, reduces risk, and provides satisfactory levels of service to the community in a sustainable manner. And whereas the asset management policy provides a framework for the ongoing development and implementation of asset management in the city of Winkler. Be it resolved that the city of Winkler hereby approves the asset management policy. Mover,
Henry Siemens.
seconder.
Marvin?
Thank you. We have the policy there. Any questions regarding the policy, or is that basically where we've been going?
I think this is where we've been heading for some time. It's nice to put some clarity behind it. It's really nice to be able to put a plan together that will get us to where we want to be in terms of what we have for assets, how we look after our assets, and how we provide for the future of those assets. I'm happy we're at this point. I suspect, as with anything else, we're going to run into a few unintended things, and we'll have to make some additions or deletions from it as we go. But to be at a place where we put this level behind supporting our assets, because it's easy enough to get something. But once we have it, to make sure that it's maintained, to make sure that it's there for the future as well. This has been a long and winding road, but I'm really excited that we're here.
Awesome. Thanks, Henry. The framework, this is really the box where all the assets fit into, right?
Bingo.
So take care of it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Any
I'd
other
like to,
comments? Go ahead, Marvin.
if I may, I want to echo Councillor Siemens' comments on that. It is something that I'm very excited about because it, as a councillor, it allows us, when we need to do our planning, to make our decisions based on sound research and sound evidence. So I think this will really work really well for the citizens of Winkler in the long term.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments, questions? Hearing none. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2283-22, traffic and parking bylaw, be given first reading to adjust Schedule A and D. Mover?
Michael?
Seconder?
Don?
And all in favor? And that is carried. The discussion takes
reduced.
place next time.
I would like reduced speed limits.
For second and third reading is where this is just to put it on the floor. Be it resolved that this meeting of council recess for the purpose of holding public hearings. Mover?
Andrew?
Seconder?
Karina.
Thank you. All in favor? That's carried. Jody?
Okay, we have a combined public hearing for variance and conditional use, variance 2022-032, conditional use 2022-011.
Jody, before you get to that point, I'd like
Yep.
to declare an interest in this and ask to be excused.
Very good.
Thank you.
You want to scroll down, Jody?
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, so the request here is to construct a 26 square foot digital large projecting screen sign on the north side of the building, where the maximum sign area now is 21.5 square feet. This is located at Unit 1, 720 Norquay Drive. Applicant here is Pinnacle, owner 603-5630 Manitoba Limited. And our office has not received any objections to either of these applications. You have a report to council there with a staff recommendation that council approve these applications barring any objections at this meeting.
Okay, is there any concerns of council or anybody else here that has expressed some concern?
It's a clever
Hearing
location.
none. Be it resolved, it's combined public hearing for conditional use numbers CU 2022-011 and variation VA 2022-032 be closed. Mover?
Don
Andrew?
Fair.
Okay, Andrew and Don, thank you. All in favor? That's carried. Could you ask Councillor Siemens to come back?
No, we still have to-
approve
Oh,
it
go
first.
one more, sorry, okay. Conditional use too. Be it resolved, the council approve conditional use numbers CU 2022-011. Mover?
Don Fair.
Seconder?
Andrew?
All in favor? Carried.
I'd
Be it
say it's a
resolved that
clever.
council approve variance number VA 2022-032. Mover?
Don.
Seconder?
Michael?
Any questions? All in favor? That's carried.
I'd say clever location, John.
Yeah.
Okay. let me
It wasn't
just
on
see.
the application either. It just said Pinnacle.
Yeah, I was,
Yeah.
There was no numbered company.
Okay.
Clever location though, John.
Thanks, John.
thank you.
A point of clarity, Jody, if I could make for the minutes. I excused myself not because I was involved in this project, but because I operate a business that does similar things, so I didn't feel it would be appropriate to participate in the conversation.
Okay, thank you, Henry.
Noted.
All right,
Ready?
next one.
Okay, so we have a public hearing for a application for variance 2022-033. And this is applicant and owner Ronald Schellenberg and Karen Schellenberg. The purpose here is to construct an accessory building while maximizing yard space. Variance requested is to reduce the required rear yard from 5 feet to 2 feet and the required side yard from 5 feet to 2 feet. And we have not received any objections to this application.
Did you send it to, oh, do we need to put it on the floor first?
No,
Or
this
is
is
it
part
on
of the
floor?
public hearing.
Okay. Did you send it to CPR at all, like, or whichever rail line that is? Those picky guys?
Let me see if we.
As long as they don't
usually-
make Ron take it down after, or fine him like the golf course.
Well, it's not on their land, though.
I know, but they
No.
have a
Right, so
certain,
in terms of communication, we did not share it with the rail company unless, I guess, the applicant had. We haven't had issues with other accessory buildings
okay,
being
good,
placed on their property as they're being proposed.
okay.
Which I think was the challenge with the golf course, was we weren't
On
on
their
the
property.
property.
Encroaching.
Yeah,
Property.
we
Yeah.
encroached into the right of way
Yeah,
for the CPR rail.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is out of the right of way.
Yes, this
Okay,
is all
good.
contained within the applicant's property.
City property right to the south of ours, I believe.
Yeah, you're staying on your property.
Yes.
Yes, right.
Just to clarify, Ron,
To be clear.
Ron, on hole 12, on the golf course, since the path goes too close to the rail line, we pay an extra $800 fee a year for that. Yeah,
It
so
encroaches into the railway right of way?
Oh, it does there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we only found that out last year.
Okay.
I have lots to say about that.
Yeah.
You would.
I saw you protecting him a little bit, I saw it.
Okay. We've heard everything. Nobody's got any concerns. Be it resolved that public hearing for variation number VA 2022-33 be closed. Mover?
Karina.
Seconder?
Andrew, sure.
Okay, Michael, thanks. All in favor? That's carried. Be it resolved that council approve variation number VA 2022-033. Mover?
Henry Siemens?
Seconder?
Don Fair.
Thank you. All in favor? Carry on, Ron. It's awesome.
Good job.
Evening, Ron.
Building your
Be it
shed.
resolved that public hearings be adjourned and regular council reconvene. Mover?
Karina.
Seconder?
Marvin?
All in favor? Carried. So we have only one other piece of business, and that is the announcement that we are going to have a book of condolences that is going to be in the lobby, and which is to be signed in memory of our Queen Elizabeth. And so as council, we will take the initiative after council meeting to go out there if you want some pictures of doing that, and we will put it on our website that is available for the public for tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then the book will be moved to Morton for Friday and Monday. And so just for the public that they're aware of it, that the book will be here, and we will make that available for the 2 days for whoever wants to come in and sign the book of condolences. No other questions? Be it resolved that this regular meeting of council be adjourned. Mover?
Karina.
Seconder?
Don?
All in favor? Carried. Henry, sorry, it's not 10 to 7. We'll just,
Did we not have an in-camera?